Welcome back to West Texas View.
One of the reasons that people may not think about why alumni are so important to a campus is that they don't think in accumulated numbers. For example, in 1973, the first class had 1,100 students, 1,123 students. And that was a lot. We were very, very excited about that many, that just when it opened its doors, it already had that many students. And that's larger than some community colleges were after 20 years. But then this year, there are almost 6,000 students. And one of the things that UTPB has prided itself in is having small classes, and so they still do. But when you think about 40 years of growing numbers of students, new students that come through the campus each year, then you've got hundreds of thousands of alumni out floating around in the world. When they put their collective force behind it, what a force that is to support, to promote UTPB, and just to make it that much greater. So talk a little bit more about.
Well, you know, our alumni now number probably over 18,000. So, you know, that's
the active.
That is probably small in the scheme of public universities, but you know, for us it's significant. And our alumni have been important in, like you were saying, being ambassadors and encouraging others to come and get the same type of education they were able to experience. They have been vital in starting scholarships for our students and endowments that are able to educate those for years and years to come. I know they've helped in establishing, you know, the new buildings that we have around campus, whether it's the Student Activity Center or the Science Program, or, you know, they have given back to the school. And some of them give back monetarily, and others of them give back by service. Now, so there's always, you know, we need our alumni, and they are integral also in just helping students to do internships and that type of thing.
But one of the ways that people don't think about often is how alumni come back and give jobs to other students that are graduating from UTPB, because that's what I always think of first, is how can I help those students, because I appreciated so much the education that I got that I want to help. I want to give back in some way. And so that's one of the ways I think that most alumni want you to ask them, how can I help?
Well, you know, one of the things that we have started just this last semester is called Falcons at Work. And what we are doing, we started by going into the school system, because so many of our graduates are educators. And so Dr. Frank Hernandez, the Dean of the College of Education, and I have been going to, we've gone to 2 of the high schools in the Permian Basin right now, and just to bring our alumni together to say thank you, we appreciate you, we appreciate especially, you know, sharing with your students how a place that you can go and get a good quality education, and also to just tell them that they are important to us. Let them know what other opportunities there are for them as teachers to further their education. So it's been a really fun experience, and so we're really looking for businesses that employ a number of UTPB alumni in order to, you know, just recognize them and say, hey, we appreciate you employing
or even to
our
go
graduates.
into companies that are headed by maybe the president or the owner of a business, and say, these are the programs we've got that could be helpful to your employees that want to come back to school. Yeah. Well, the other thing that I see happening with alumni is that when you talk to students, like a business school, and they're inviting students to come and enroll, then they could name some of the students that have graduated from that. I know TCU does that a lot. They say these are some of our very successful graduates of our program. And so then those testimonials that are on file are very, very good. Tell us about reunions or anything like that. Do you ever get...
Well, we're in hopes of having like some type of reception just during orientation, since we have students coming on campus with their parents to see what's available. We're hoping to have ask our alumni to come back and join us during one of those times in the spring, just so that they can see the campus, see what's changed. They can also experience and see some of the campus life, because many people that went to the university during those first 2 years didn't have campus life as campus life is today.
Didn't even have dormitories.
Exactly.
Well, when you have a situation where students would like to come back and look at that, they usually are just in this area, and you don't have the rabid alumni like you do in schools where they've had football and very prominent sports. But now, as UTPB continues to evolve and are adding the different sports, then that's going to make your office take on a different step. Yes.
Yes, I think we'll be busy, and busy is a good place to be.
Yes, that's true. Well, tell us some of the things that you're doing right now to make sure you've got the correct addresses. I know that technology is helping you some, but that's what are some of the ways where you're trying to keep in touch?
Well, we've had to use a update service, but the best way is when people will get in touch with us. They'll go to the website and fill out just, there's a little information sheet to just let us know. And that was the other reason of going out into the communities where we can, businesses where we can interact with those alumni. We're also getting addresses that way too. But, they're able to, you can email me at alumni, at alumni@utpb.edu. You can
phone the office.
Phone the office, but most people want to do something on
right.
the computer now. So Facebook, you can find alumni through UTPB, Twitter, any of those ways you can get in touch with us.
And the bottom line is contact us and let us have your address, and then we'll send you material and we'll send you information.
You can get the newsletter, right?
Yeah, and that's so important. Well, we're gonna take a break, and we'll be back in just a minute and continue this conversation. But again, let me encourage you to please get your pen out and write her contact information down so that you can get in touch with her and make sure she's got your address and your correct address. Even just moving around the community, you lose people. So we'll be back in just a minute and finish this conversation.
Stay tuned. West Texas View will be right back.